Okay, let's talk about motivation, but probably not in the way you're thinking. Today, we're going to dig into why our best intentions, those big plans we make, so often just fall flat. And we'll look at what a truly reliable system for change actually looks like. You totally know this feeling, right? You watch some inspiring video, you map out this grand plan to hit the gym every day, maybe finally write that novel. You feel absolutely invincible. And then, well, life happens. That initial fire just fizzles out. If this sounds painfully familiar, trust me, you are not alone. This isn't some personal weakness. It's just what happens when you rely on motivation. And this, right here, is the single most important idea we're going to cover. We treat motivation like it's this stable resource we can just tap into whenever we want, but it's not. It's an emotion. It's fleeting, it's unpredictable, and you simply cannot build lasting change on something that disappears the moment you have a bad day. So, let's start by just tearing down this myth completely. Why exactly is motivation so unreliable? Well, the answer is kind of fascinating. It's all about how our brains are wired. Think of it this way. Motivation is a total sugar rush. It gives you that short, intense burst of energy, but it has absolutely zero staying power. It doesn't survive boredom, it can't handle setbacks, and it definitely doesn't show up for the simple, mundane work that has to get done day after day. That rush wears off, and you're left right back where you started. And there's some really interesting psychology behind this crash. A concept called expectancy theory basically says our brain is always doing this super quick calculation. Is the reward for this effort worth it? And can I get it soon? If the answer to either of those questions is no, our internal drive just plummets. And here's the problem in the real world. When a big goal, like losing weight or building a business, is months or even years away, your brain will almost always choose the immediate reward. It picks the comfort of scrolling on the couch over going for a run, because the payoff for scrolling is right now. Again, this isn't you being lazy, it's your brain hardwired for that instant gratification. Let's even look at the biology of it for a sec. Your brain's reward chemical, dopamine, isn't released when you just daydream about some big, distant goal. No, it's triggered by the feeling of making small, measurable steps toward that goal. It's all about progress. So without that regular sense of moving forward, your brain's reward system just doesn't light up. And that spark of motivation, it just fades away. Okay, so if motivation is the problem, what's the solution? This is where we shift from wishful thinking to a strategy that actually works. It's not about finding more motivation, it's about building something far more powerful: systems. So instead of banking on a feeling, we're going to use a framework. It starts with discipline. Just that simple, hard choice to act no matter what your mood is. But discipline is tough to maintain alone, which is why you need systems. They are the absolute secret sauce here. And when you stick to those systems long enough, you get to the ultimate goal: a real change in your identity. This is the key. This is the whole game. A good system removes the debate. It totally bypasses that need to feel motivated. You don't wake up and ask yourself, should I go to the gym? The system just says, Tuesday is a gym day, so you go. It makes the action non-negotiable, almost automatic. See the difference? Read more is just a wish. Read one page before bed, that's a system. It's specific, it's simple, it's repeatable. Eat healthy is a vague ambition. No snacks in the house. That is a system that makes the healthy choice the easy choice. Systems turn these fuzzy goals into concrete actions. And when you consistently follow these systems, something truly amazing starts to happen. You make this transition from consciously doing a thing to unconsciously being a certain type of person. In the beginning, sure, it feels like an effort. You're forcing yourself, you're trying to be someone who works out or reads every day. It feels like you're pushing a giant boulder uphill, and you're relying heavily on that first piece, on discipline. But after enough reps, enough consistency, that boulder starts rolling on its own. The action just becomes part of your identity. You don't need motivation to go for a run anymore because you are a runner. You don't need a push to read because you are a reader. The action is now part of who you see yourself to be, and that is the most powerful force for consistency there is. All right, so let's wrap this all up. If you're going to remember just one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this fundamental shift in how you think about your goals. This is it. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for that magical spark of inspiration to strike. The goal isn't to feel motivated. The goal is to be consistent. And consistency is born from systems, not from feelings. Focus your energy on designing those simple, repeatable processes that make success almost automatic. And here's the beautiful paradox in all of this. We think we need motivation to act, but the truth is, it's the other way around. Action is what creates motivation. When you start anyway, even when you don't feel like it, you create progress. That progress gives you clarity and that little hit of accomplishment. And that is what reignites the spark. Motivation becomes a byproduct of your actions, not a prerequisite for them. So, I'll just leave you with this question. Don't think about some massive, life-altering goal. Instead, think about one small, simple, repeatable process you can put in place today. What's the first tiny system that will move you forward, no motivation required?